Wait, stop the music. That's real simple. I just won't play any. Not doing music. Look at the glare. Sorry about that. Now, let's see about sharing this though. I've got to put this out to a certain group of people, yes. There we go. All right. José, hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, amigo. ¿Y tú? I know you've been the one hurting, so let's be honest. We're all concerned about you, Jose. We're all concerned. Now, I'm going to explain this. I have not looked through the box yet. I did open it up because right here on the top is my address. And on the other side of the flap is my address again. And it's a rather large box. So I did cut it open to this point. First thing I will let you know is that it is full of air. Lots and lots of air. And yeah, even more air. And just in case there's not enough air, how about some brown paper? And anybody who sends stuff like this to Jose, it'll probably get turned into some outstanding doodle. If you haven't seen Jose's artwork, you're probably missing out. Okay. Air and brown paper. Yep, that's the whole YABO. Oh my God. That was it. That's all that's in the box. No, it's not. I'm going to tell you that I will inform you where this box came from very, very shortly. Okay. Inside of it was a box. And inside the box was more brown paper. Which leaves me wondering if there's anything inside of that brown paper. Okay, but this brown paper is rolled up a little bit. Let me see what's in. Let me see what's in here. Okay. All right, just a second. It's starting to look pretty interesting. Okay, so I've got some paper here. Let me check to see if this is just paper or. Yep, this was. All right, I've got the injury crew here today. Oh, look at there, and this thing's telling me that my signal is weak because the cell towers are weak. So, okay. First two things in the box. One is you won't be able to read it too well through the paper, but if I turn just carefully enough. Southern Draw, and the stick is a Rose of Sharon, and this is a Lancero. I'll tell you,
Go ahead.
if any of y'all are into Lancero cigars, but you also want something light, This is one of the finest cigars that you are going to find for your tastes. It is a Connecticut, so it tends to be a little light for me, but with the Lancero, it's just packed full of flavor. Ridiculous. One of the best Connecticut's I've ever come across. Not even going to try and fake out on that one. Alright, let's see what else is in the box. Some of y'all already know what that is. That, of course, is a Fuente by Fuente Opus X. Let me see if I turn this correctly. You'll be able to see that. Fuente Opus X. And I'm going to tell you, that's the same length as that Lancero, so it's a 7-inch cigar. That makes this a Churchill. Somebody's looking to get a kiss, I'm telling you. And then there's another box. But that's not what's in the box. I love these boxes though. Inside the box there's a humidity pack. That's it, that's all? No, I'm joking. There's more brown paper. I know I'm not supposed to be making these jokes, but there is more brown paper. Love me some brown paper. Oh, there is a tag that tells you all about the La Gloria Cubana Series R, including some tasting notes and wrapper and binder and filler notes, and the fact that it was rated as a 92. And I can get behind that rating. It's a damn good cigar, and at a price that's not going to kill you or get you killed if your wife finds out what you spent. Okay, cigars are expensive. If she finds out what you actually spent, you might still be dead. It's your choice. Now, there we go. Probably not going to show up, is it? No. There we go. The Arturo Fuente Flor Fina 858. This is what's known as Bill from the Stogie Report, his favorite cigar. Probably because a lot of people are not buying it. And as I like to say, the most highly underrated cigar on the planet. And by underrated, I mean nobody gives it a fair shake. Is it gonna break your bank account? Not even close. But it's a damn good stick. Okay, here's a stick from a coffee can. Or at least it looks like it came from a coffee can. Trust me on that. If you ever buy a whole can of these, you'll understand. And I am not getting it to show up very well. Okay, let's turn it so that the pig's head is the right side up. Now, some of y'all have heard me talk about this one before. That is what the jamon label looks like. Jamon, meaning pig. And the reason why it's called, well, the pig, is because it's shaped in the pig style. Made by Placencia. It's a JR Cigars exclusive. So you can find them at the Casas de Monte Cristos if there's anyone near you. Hey, y'all remember that lid? Well, I got one of those cigars too. 60 ring gauge. Call it, what does it say? 7? Yeah, no. 6 inch. Yeah, okay. 6 inches long. Natural wrapper. Y'all remember I said pretty damn good cigar. Howdy, Steph. How about a Camacho American Barrel Bourbon, or Bourbon Barrel Aged? The Robusto of this, which is what this is, and it's in a tube. Love the tubes. So useful afterwards. But the Robusto, and I've smoked all of them. The Robusto's the best one on that. Ah, here comes an old friend. Look, it's the orange ribbon. Anybody who's been watching for the last couple of weeks, they should know that that's the La Bijou. La Bijou from my father, probably one of the best sticks my father has ever produced. Well, alright, so that's in my opinion. But you can trust me on this one. It's hard to beat that stick. It fits to just about everybody's flavor profile, one way, shape, or form. So it's an easy stick to recommend. Here we go. Grupo de Maestros from H. Upman, a Connecticut. But a Connecticut with a Maduro cap.
What'd you do to get all this shit?
There is a reason for the Maduro cap, of which I'm going to be explaining one of these days. Soon. Very, very soon. Hey, look! A cardboard tube. It's called a spacer. Huva Ilta Boris. Now, here we go. This is a Monte Cristo, but it's not just the regular Monte Cristo. If you look right here, you'll see where it says Afrique or Afrique. I'm not going to try and tell you which one is correct, the pronunciation, but I will tell you that if it looks like it almost spells Africa, it is the biggest hidden gem I think you will ever find in any Monte Cristo lineup. And by hidden gem, I mean it's because nobody's talking about it. And the cigar is freaking awesome. Okay. Here's one of my favorites, and I'll even explain why. This is the La Imperiosa. Crown Heads. In 2014, they put out a cigar called Las Calaveras, the very first one. And it was unbelievably good. In fact, people were still smoking them from the 5 boxes worth that they bought until recently, because they knew it was a limited edition, but after trying the first one, they decided it was time to go ahead and buy the farm. And that limited supply disappeared like a fart in the wind. Sorry about that. The other choice for a descriptor there was a virgin on prom night. Either way, it was great. Yes, Jose, Las Calaveras. Now, since then, they've produced a new blend every year. That is sometimes greatly different and sometimes only slightly different. But the 2014 was so good, and people were begging for it so much that they said, fine, we will blend it again and give it its own private permanent label as La Imperiosa. And I'm going to tell you, definitely worth getting. Okay, here we go with another Monte Cristo, the 1935 anniversary Monte Cristo. Now, I'm not going to tell you how good that cigar is, but I will tell you that just about every cigar I've ever heard of that came through the Monte Cristo H. Upmann, Romeo and Julieta, Romeo lineup, every time that it comes up to those anniversary dates, they put extra special care into blending those cigars, and it really goes pow. Just freaking great. And now for one that I suggested to Phil quite some time ago. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to show this here. It's just not showing up very well. Okay, well, this is an Alec Bradley Magic Toast. You can just barely make out the wording there. I apologize about that, but it's trying to... There it is. There it is. Alec Bradley Magic Toast. Y'all have heard me go on and on about the black market and about how much I like that cigar. This is closely related to the black market, and very good. Slightly a little more expensive, but very good. Okay. And one last thing in the box. Maybe y'all heard Charlie talking about something like this last night on James Stumbo's show. This is a Padron 1926. And I'm going to show you something real quick. Every last Padron 1926 has an individual serial number. Yes, I'm being honest about that. They actually take the time to put an individual serial number on each and every one. Y'all think I'm joking on this? I've counted them too many times. I've even helped some guys find a specific serial number because they were looking for a single specific serial number because somebody had like some crazy number that they really wanted to find. And even though I was in Houston, we found it out in Wyoming, which sounds kind of crazy, but we started actually looking for specifically that specific one single serial number. And when we tracked it down, we found out it was in Wyoming. Now, I don't know if those guys went and purchased it. I can't tell you if they went and purchased it because I don't know specifics about that. But yeah, I believe they did went and find specifically that one cigar. School bus. School bus. Okay, so now I promised I would tell y'all what this is all about. Somebody up in New York, I'm not mentioning any names for our report, wanted me to put together a list for cigar buying, if for the beginner, basically. Something for those that are not extremely familiar with cigars and that are a little more familiar with pipes. And I put together basically a good, better, best list. And I kind of put them in there by price and which ones I thought were better and why I thought they were better, and how you might enjoy one more than the other if you were of a certain strength or a blend. And then, of course, what size of a stick you should probably be looking for if, of course, you're a pipe smoker and not really a cigar smoker. So I put together this list for this guy up in New York, Briar Report. And as an appreciation, he sent me back the cigars I picked, plus now Boris, he of course wanted cigars that could be legally purchased inside the United States without having to go jump through hoops just in case. That way people in, say, California or some of the various other states where they have flavoring restrictions, so no infused cigars. Though the bourbon barrel aged cigar is technically infused, it is similar to the Davidoff late hour where it is aged in a barrel, so it's not really infused, but you're going to get some of those flavors anyways. James, you are correct. A single person's view of cigars. But what I tried to shoot for there was middle of the road cigars that will allow you to branch one side or the other without having to go full force into some kind of a crazy cigar that is almost completely unsmokable for you. These are the middle of the road cigars that are still definitely 100% worthy enough to be mentioned in anybody's list. But he told me that I'm going to have to give some cigars away. I haven't exactly gotten the full details yet from Phil, but I've got most of them. And due to the fact that it's not my money I'll be spending by giving the sticks away, and I'm going to apologize, especially to Boris and Jose, because it's that spirit of giving, but I don't want to give away somebody else's money where they might be, such as, if I was to say, okay, somebody in Finland's getting the Opus X, the cost of shipping and the size of packaging to get it to Finland is such as to triple, quadruple the price of the actual cigar. And that cigar is kindly expensive to begin with. So I'm not trying to break Phil's pocketbook as he's trying to give away some sticks. And we're going to try and get the 13 total sticks. You can count back through if you want to, but I'm fairly certain it's 13. And well, James, see, that's one of those thoughts that's coming into play. That's definitely one of those thoughts that's coming into play. And I've got to believe, sorry, transmission is unstable because of weak internet again. Howdy, Jeff. So I've got to believe that I'm going to try and keep it at this point because of shipping and postage and because I would hate to send it to somebody. Let's say Glenn somehow was to be one of the recipients and it gets all the way to Australia and then they decide to put some sort of oh my god tax on it. Boris, well, I mean, I didn't want to pick on you specifically, but I knew you, sir, would know just as much about cigars that you like as I do. But, yeah, so I want to really kind of get these out, but to the right people. So in the next couple of weeks, including, I'm going to make sure that somebody, when they go on a phone call to a certain Tuesday show, is going to be specifically trying to give away a stick. At least one. So it's going to be for those who want to watch. Not necessarily beg. Now, I'm not going to be mentioning that I'm going to be giving these things away all over the place. I'm not doing that. But what I will be saying is sometime between now and, well, hopefully we can get them all in the mail by mid-December so that y'all might have something to put under the tree and smoke, or to have at New Year's if that is the way that it works. And anyways, if I can figure out how to give away all the sticks in a nice, good way, I can hopefully get them all out to such people as quickly as possible. But yes, James, just so you know, I am going on to your show with a dual purpose in mind. Boris, I would never send you memories of your team losing in that Super Bowl to my team. That would just, it's not going to happen, sir. Oh, James, no. You didn't hear an ahem. What you heard was my wife looking at her cat and going, we'll go upstairs in a minute, because he shows up and he paces back and forth and back and forth. And unless you're like me and can look at the cat and go, I don't care, then it's very disturbing. So for the women folk here, it's very disturbing. I think he's playing them for fools. But don't tell them that. Of course, I looked directly at her so that she would go. All right. So, hey, by the way, good way to wrap this up. I will not be on James Stumbo's show on this coming Tuesday because Doc's going to be there. Now, I might decide to still show up and give a stick away, so y'all better be there. Of course you heard the boss, James. Oh yes, my wife does have cast iron skills.
Yep, and she ain't afraid to use them.
The whole problem is she also likes eggs, bacon, and toast in the morning, and it's a whole lot harder to cook eggs, bacon, and toast when your face is all messed up and you can't even see. And as y'all can see, James is already pointing it out. I am not going to be on this Tuesday. I will be on next Tuesday. And I am looking forward to seeing some of y'all on my lives and some other lives where I might be hanging out and I might be for giving a stick away. There's even some guy out there in Georgia that I hear doesn't know anything about cigars. But he hangs out with some guy that likes to tell dad jokes. And it might be fun to send Derek a cigar, but not one for Martin. Okay, that might be mean. That might be mean. But it sounds like something I would do, doesn't it? Alright, so the YABO is pretty much over. Unless y'all want to see me reiterate that I got a whole box of air. And that's why I ran on and on and on and on. It's like an air horn with a never-ending supply. It just makes a lot of noise. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here. I got a little coal younger pipe to smoke. I've got some cigars to put away. And I will be seeing most all of you at the Nashville Mafia show. Which, if you go on James Stumbo's show and you talk about the Nashville Mafia, do be prepared to be completely destroyed by James Stumbo, and rightly so. But let's all remember everybody in the YTPC who's out there making videos and live feeds. I only mentioned the Nashville Mafia because they will be on later tonight. This being Wednesday. If this had happened on a Thursday, well, you'd be hearing me talk about me and then Mike. That's why I try to never do a YABO on a Friday. Whew. James, you sure do. Alright, so, y'all remember, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can on that. As per always, long lives, big bowls, small bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you, well, from right now, not too long from now. Talk to you soon.